Okay, so I'm playing this local show in my hometown, the Newcastle Music Festival, on August 3rd. And I'm just so excited. Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming around. I love this song. Anyway, I decided to do Vlogmas in July and just kind of show you what my day-to-day looks like as I'm coming up on a show. I have a lot of goals and priorities for this month. One of them obviously being to really practice my vocals, get in a lot of rehearsal, and that also includes getting in good physical shape. I got to get my endurance up. I want to feel totally confident and comfortable in my body. I want to be able to move freely and just have the absolute best time on stage. Once upon a time I was falling in love, but now I'm only falling apart. Now remember, this is practice, so don't be cruel. And so I look in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream to the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, another month goal of mine for July is to get my house completely just locked in place. I moved on July 8th of last year and I told myself 1 year, get your house finished. You can take your time, slow down. Like, you don't have to get this all done in a month. Like, take your time, give yourself a year to get settled in. I knew that, but it was harder to feel it. Now that I'm at July 8th almost, and I'm almost there, like, I can absolutely finish this by July 8th. And I look back at past me and I'm like, didn't you know yourself well enough to say you needed a year? And now you're here and oh, look, everything worked out. So why were you stressing out that whole time and trying to rush everything and beating yourself up and punishing yourself? Like, you did it. It takes time. That's something I'm really trying to work on, is taking my time and enjoying the present and just being still. And what that means now, what I'm coming to, this is my personal revelation. I can be still and rest because I am good enough. Just as is, before all this, after all this, wherever I am right now in this moment, I'm good enough. I've always been good enough. I've always been known and loved and valued by my Father in heaven. I can just rest and let him guide me and take my time and enjoy the experience, learn the lessons, and appreciate the opportunity, you know? I feel a lot more connected to God in general when my space is clean. Next to God is cleanliness. And I remember hearing that. I don't remember where it is or what it's from, but next to God is cleanliness. And then when I started like really like cleaning and decluttering and like taking care to like deep clean, like learning how to do these things, it was like this spiritual experience. It's like this ritual of cleansing that's actually biblical. TBH. And whenever my space gets super messy and unorganized, that's how I feel inside. I become messy and disorganized and unpredictable and dysregulated. Like, my space is a direct reflection of my mind. My mind is a direct reflection of my space. So anyway, I'm on the brink of freedom when it comes to clutter. And I really am inspired to push myself through on this. I'd like to hit July 8th. I have a few more days as of recording this voiceover, but here is the first official room reveal. This is my master bedroom tour. Just admire that sun filtering through those pumpkin orange sheer curtains. And then the lavender one on the other side. Art in the center, that's one of my favorite paintings. I knew before I even left that painting was going to end up in my new bedroom. There's a crazy story behind that painting that I will tell you at some point, but my paintings are journals, so there's a lot of like little notes in there to remind me of the story that I was telling in that painting. So when I look at the notes, I remember. I love this wall. It finally came together. I got these foam letters and labeled all of the drawers. I think it's really cute, and it really helps me from just like opening 3 drawers before I open the right drawer, which is just mind numbing. Look how this landed. I did not plan that. Like, those all kind of got pushed together as I was cleaning or something, and I was like, oh, I like that little cluster of things. Those in that fishbowl are actually little notes that were folded up into stars, and I'm gonna read them one day, but I'm like saving them. This was from my first apartment, this deer head. Dude, I hold on to stuff I love. And then this was from my house. And a lot of this stuff was from my house actually, but I hold on to stuff I love because I love it. I love those bees so much. It's always the simple ones. And the gold paint is so pretty. And here is the wide. This is what you see when you walk into my bedroom. It's extremely cozy. It is so comfortable, peaceful. I love the colors. This is the little ensuite bathroom that is attached to the master bedroom. Pretty simple right now. I feel like someday I'll want to cover it in a really loud wallpaper or figure out something to do with it. But for now, this is good. I like my little butterflies. And this is the closet in my bedroom. This is my workout closet because workout clothes are so slippery and small and hard to fold. And that is the tour of my master bedroom. I hope you liked it. I usually want to wake up and then just start reading the Bible right away. Before I even brush my teeth, I feed the cats because they will not let me wait a few minutes to feed them in the morning. And I just read the Bible, at least a couple chapters, a couple Psalms, a couple Proverbs, sometimes more, sometimes less, but at least try to get it in. I kind of waited till midday. It broke the discipline for me. And I noticed the next couple days I didn't do it as soon as I woke up. And before I knew it, I just was like in a different space because I had lost that piece of my routine. It's the most important piece of my routine to engage with God every day, speak to him and hear from him. And the best way to do that is to read scripture. So when I don't do that, I spin out a little bit. Last couple of days have been like a little weird, a little bit funky, and it's like, oh my gosh, why am I feeling these ways all of a sudden? And it's because I have not been making time for God. I've been so wrapped up in my own things where I'm preparing for the show, doing the merch stuff, trying to get in shape, all of the things that you're seeing me work on in this video, and then a lot of stuff that isn't seen. So this is just something that I have to really continue to work at, the discipline of this, because what's unfortunate is that what I tend to do is as I get busier and, you know, things have deadlines or things seem sort of imperative and pressing, things get pushed to the wayside and things take priority. And when it comes to my relationship with God, like I know God is always there and I take that for granted. So I'll be like, you know what? God is more forgiving of me than X deadline. And then he kind of gets pushed to the wayside and that's not cool. And my life does reflect that. When I choose to distance myself from God and instead prioritize things of this world, things that are not of my control, the opinions of others, what I'm achieving and how I'm being productive or not, like the way people view me or feel about me, like none of these things actually matter. The only thing that matters is God's approval. He's the only steady, sure thing in this life, his love for you, his presence for you, his protection for you. There's just no reason not to talk to him. He's a great guy, you know? I gotta be done taking God for granted and just prioritize him, you know, actually mean it when I say I love you and actually mean it when I say thank you and take the time to be thoughtful in return and be respectful and kind in return to God, to be generous with God in any way that you can be generous with God. Like these are ways you show gratitude, right? And a lot of times I speak the gratitude, but I do not show the gratitude. So just things I'm working on. And yeah, I lost this discipline for a minute because I was more interested in filming myself reading the Bible than reading the Bible and paid the price. But now I'm back on track. When I became embittered and my innermost being was wounded, I was stupid and didn't understand. I was an unthinking animal toward you, yet I am always with you. You hold my right hand. You guide me with your counsel, and afterward you will take me up in glory. Who do I have in heaven but you? And I desire nothing on earth but you. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart, my portion forever. So then I took a quick little trip to my Pilates class and then I rushed home because I had to get these packages out. What you're looking at is the headquarters of Look Design Company. Actually, what you're looking at is my basement, but I did decide this little corner is going to be a place to print labels, pack and ship orders, display products, and basically just house inventory, which I don't have a ton of right now. What you're seeing in this footage is actually the inventory I have right now. I'm considering printing more of an exclusive design for the Newcastle Music Festival. I'm playing with the idea. I'm trying not to bite off more than I can chew, but I really think that I should have some Newcastle souvenir merch at the Look Design Co. merch booth at the Newcastle Music Festival. I'm really dreaming up some stuff for the merch booth because it's also a pop-up shop for Look Design Co. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make it fun. I want to make it look cool. I'm putting a lot of attention into that, like as much as I'm putting into the actual show. Both of those things are really exciting for me. I'm working on the website right now, doing some updates and cleaning up and things like that. But right now, if you go to the website, you'll see what products I have available. Everything is limited. I only print 100 of each shirt and then I customize each one with bleach and paint. I really enjoy the process of this, and this is becoming one of like the joys of my life, just going outside in the sun and playing with bleach and water and paint, watching what happens, because so much of it is out of my control. Like, I can make certain decisions with where I spray, how concentrated the bleach is, but at the end of the day, there's so many variables that I'll pull out shirts and literally be like awestruck, like just blown away by how cool some of them look, and I had so little to do with it. So it feels like a fun collaboration between me and God, where it's like, I'm gonna do this thing and then you do the rest, and it's just really fun for me. And I care a lot about the people buying the products. I feel a connection to my fans and customers in this way because I'm actually holding something physical that I get to send out. So that's really fulfilling for me too. I'm really enjoying this process of starting sort of from the bottom and just having more of like a normal course, I guess, for a business. You know, I was one of those people who was very blessed during Vine and YouTube to just sort of hit that sweet spot for a while, and I'm really unfathomably grateful. Obviously, I wouldn't change that for the world. With that came this sort of lack of, it kind of killed my drive to hustle, I guess, because everything was just sort of handed to me, even if I didn't really earn it, even if I wasn't really seeking it. Like, a job on TV that I wasn't qualified for and didn't have to work for, or a book deal where I didn't have to prove myself through my work or take any real edit or correction. This is something that I actually am starting small and locally and doing these limited drops of, 100 shirts and just putting a lot of time and care and effort into them. I'm very thrilled to announce that I finally have figured out how to use this thermal printer and print out the labels myself. I have figured out the shipping settings, and now it's going to be a lot easier for me to actually fulfill these orders. Thank you so much to everybody who already has ordered in the past. Thank you. Hi, Fred. Are you hungry or something? Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching this vlog. I had a lot of fun making it, and I'll see you in the next one.